Hi there. I am Jennifer Elizabeth Masters, and I'm a soul sculptor. I help you break the mold of past trauma and heartbreaks so that you can have the life and business of your dreams. One of the biggest blocks that we have as humans is feeling not good enough, or worrying that our work that we are putting out isn't good enough. It's not perfect enough. We don't look good enough. Our figure isn't good enough. Our diet isn't good enough. Our blog isn't good enough. Whatever it is, this feeling of not being good enough can stymie. It can stymie our success in relationships. It can stymie our success and brilliance in helping our clients. It can impact and impede our happiness, because if we constantly feel I'm not good enough, or I'm not enough, or I'm not loved enough, then we have a void. We have this emptiness inside that keeps us from experiencing our greatness. And each of us has greatness within us. So here's the thing. I keep thinking about my dad. You know, my dad did a lot of things. He built houses, he built boats, he built our cottage, he built a chicken house, he had a garden. But my dad was not a perfectionist, and it used to drive me crazy because I used to be one. But the problem with perfection is it ever perfect? Is it ever good enough? And so back in, it was probably in the late 80s, early 90s, I started adopting a thing, good enough. This is good enough. I'm good enough. My work is good enough. This blog is good enough. This book is good enough. And, you know, there are always going to be opportunities for us to improve, write another book. But if we don't let our stuff go, if we don't release it into the world, you know, we are holding up our own good if we don't write the blog, write the book, if we don't do the video, if we don't create the funnel, if we don't create the course, if we don't kiss the guy or woman, if we don't do those things that we want to do, we're holding ourselves up. We are preventing our good and our greatness. So I'm here to tell you today, you are already good enough. You are already perfect enough. And it's time. It's time to recognize I am good enough. My work is good enough. My book is good enough. My blog is good enough. My course is good enough. And you know, you can improve it as you go. But if you never release it, you don't know how great it is. Constantly we're getting feedback from the world. We get feedback from our clients. We get feedback from our kids, from our friends, from everyone we meet. But we don't have to compare ourselves to anyone else, because no one else is like you. Nobody else out there is like you. Fear of judgment. Okay, so, and that's a good one. You know, when we are worried about what others think of us, we are trying to get into someone else's brain, someone else's mind, and that is a place that we do not belong. We don't belong in someone else's head. We don't need to figure out what they think of us. This happens all the time with my clients. What is my mother thinking of me? What is she saying about me? How does she feel because I didn't invite her to dinner? That's none of your business. And if you want to know, ask. But do you really want to know what other people think of you? Do you really? So the more compassion that we have for ourselves, the more compassion that we have for others as well. You know, we can compare ourselves to other people all the time. It happens, it does. We could look at ourselves and compare ourselves to ourselves oh, I'm fatter today than I was yesterday. But again, we're diving into the not good enough piece. You are already good enough. I am enough. I am good enough. I am loved. I am wonderful. I am successful. I am loved. And that's the truth. You are loved. You're loved by God, by whether you believe in God or not. You're loved by the plants, the earth, the trees. You are already enough. So nobody can hold us back but ourselves. Nobody can block us from our success and our infinite abilities but us. It's so much more fun to blame other people. So much more fun to say, oh, it's my mother, it's my brother, it's my son, it's other people. Own it. I am the one that gets in my own way. I am the one that dictates my success or failure. I am the one that does this to myself. And from now on, I express my greatness. From now on, I am going to express that I am good enough, that I'm already enough. There's nothing to prove, nothing to do. There's no gold star from the universe. You're already enough. You're already loved. All right, let me just see comments. Okay, so, long time ago, the swirling thoughts for me constantly were, I'm not enough, I am not smart enough, I'm not educated enough. But all of that stuff stops when we recognize we're unique, we're not going to be like anyone else, and that the way that the Creator made us was for a reason. Step into that truth. That's a great thing in itself. You are who you are for a reason. So be yourself fully expressed. Be true to you. Love you. Tell yourself, I am enough. I am good enough. There's nothing to do. There's nothing more to receive. There's no more downloads that I need to have. I'm already enough the way I am, fully expressed as I am. So, sending you a great big hug today. You are enough. You're wonderful as you are. I love you. Thanks for watching. And if this was helpful, share it with your friends. And big hug and love for you today. Thanks for watching.